week. Uh, yes, it's really lovely to see some of the repeat audience and some new faces in today's session. So we have something very special lined up for you. Like every month, we do these ILA webinars, collaboration with ILA webinars, which bring us a lot of knowledge around POSH. But there is something that you all have been asking us, and we have done it once before for you. That is an Ask Me Anything SHE box session. So, without further ado, I'm just announcing the topic for today and quickly taking you through who we have here today with us. This is a very special one. And we received a lot of applause and like lot of questions even after we did the SHE box, Ask Me Anything, She box and its implementation part one. So we have, upon I think popular request, brought back Mrs. Tunika Sharma. So she is a lawyer for National Commission of Women, and she will be able to answer your questions directly from how the center is planning things and what it is that you need to expect. So before we start getting into it, I just want to issue a disclaimer to everyone that we've already done a part one, for which I will be providing the link, the YouTube channel, the YouTube link to the part one. So there will be some questions that have already been answered in a part one of the webinar. So we might take new questions in the interest of the fact that we need to cover more ground and we need to cover more questions around SHE box. So we will be sharing, taking up questions which are related to part two and things that have been covered in part one. You can easily refer to them in the part one video that I will be providing a link in the chat box for everyone as well. You can also go to Kelp ILA on YouTube and you will get a series of all of our previous webinars, and you can also find the Ask Me Anything that happened in March. That was part one. With that, I want to just firstly thank Indian Lawyers Association and Kelp for providing us this opportunity to present these knowledge-based webinars every month. And these are very, very useful for even people like us who are in the field navigating this, so that we can have these very brainstorming discussions and get to know more and more about the POSH law. So today, this is brought to you in collaboration with Indian Lawyers Association. ILA is a voluntary professional organization for all the legal professionals in India. It has been shaped to form the future of legal profession throughout India. They're committed to enable opportunities for quality professional development and support the enhancement of equality in legal profession. So this ILA chapter aims to support the legal profession by offering access to practical resources for legals, legal questions, legal issues that are arising, and also to help improve the administration of justice, establish ethical codes, and to develop a professional network. Now, there are hundreds of ILA chapters nationwide which collaborate and bring to you these knowledge-based webinars. And we at Kelp have collaborated with Indian Lawyers Association. So Kelp is established in 2013 when the act came, and it is a forward-thinking organization committed to revolutionizing workplaces into safe, happy, and inclusive environments with an unwavering belief to employee well-being. And we believe that it is integral to your organizational success. Kelp endeavors to set new standards in HR practices and overall organizational performance. So Kelp is a pioneer in simplifying the legal complexities in POSH, and along the way, we aim to demystify the lens of less understood subject of DE&I, that is diversity, equity, and inclusion. So with that, I would like to introduce the panel today. So this is our Ask Me Anything Part 2 session. So Tunika Sharma is a legal counselor working at Capacity Building Cell with National Commission for Women, Ministry of Women and Child Development. She is a gold medalist in LLM and she has over 5 years of experience in women centric legal advocacy, policy implementation, and capacity building. At NCW, she has handled complaints from across India, worked on heinous and SOS cases, provided matrimonial counseling, participated in fact finding committees, conducted inspections of shelter homes, and facilitated Jan Sunwais in multiple states. She has in-depth knowledge about the subject of POSH and is a recognized POSH trainer and source person, having conducted extensive trainings and awareness programs for government departments, universities, and police academies, including judicial officers, internal and local committees, and corporate institutions across the country. She has addressed issues of gender sensitization, legal rights of women, and workplace safety at premier institutions. She also developed the POSH booklet, Power of POSH, and contributed to NCW, her legal guide app, advancing legal awareness for empowerment of women nationwide. So thank you so much, Tunika. I think there isn't enough that I can cover. So this to put it shortly, we are honored to have you here today. I know that this takes a lot of your other commitments away to create time for something like this. It means a lot to all of us that you made it here. And yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi, to have me here again on Ask Me Anything About POSH and She Box. So last time we were running short of time to address many more questions on She Box. So today we hope that we'll be able to do justice to the people who have joined us in this webinar. So to start,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yes.
So to start with, I would request that I have a short presentation on what POSH and what She Box is. If you allow me to share my presentation.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I just need 5 to 7 minutes to do this. After that, we will go on question answer.
Yes.
Okay, just give me. Just a second, please. There is some issue in sharing the screen. I'll try. Can you please try to share it from your end? I'm facing some difficulty in doing it. I'll just try it again.
Yes, just give me a second.
Yeah, I'll try to do it again.
Oh, it happened. Okay.
So, have you done this? Have you started the presentation or has it?
It's showing your screen was sharing, so I've stopped.
Can you please do this from your end? I'm having certain difficulty in uploading the presentation from my side.
Yes. Okay. I also see a question. I think somebody has put it in the chat box that they need a recording of this session. So just wanted to meanwhile address that we will upload this on YouTube. You just have to write Kelp ILA on YouTube and you will find all of the previous webinars as well as this one. So you can check it out over there at your convenience. But we prefer it if you are here and talking to us because it's more engaging and you will also have ability to ask your questions. So with that, yes, please feel free to access the webinar over there. Yeah.
So Meenakshi, are you able to share the presentation if possible?
Yes, I'm on it.
Yeah.
Yes, I have shared my screen. I hope you can see it, Turika.
Yes.
Take it from here.
Okay, thank you so much, and I'm really sorry for the delay. So basically, SheBox is a bridging gap between the corporate entities and the government entities and the complainants who are coming forward to place their POSH complaints. Can we start the presentation and move to the next slide, please? So yes, first of all, it is very important to know what are the major provisions of the POSH Act. So basically, the major provisions covers the internal committees which are constituted to address the complaints of the women who are subjected to sexual harassment at workplace. And the workplace here is any organization in which more than 10 persons are employed, irrespective of the gender. Even if an organization has 10 male members, it is important that that organization must have an internal committee. So when we move to next provision of POSH Act, it is the constitution of local committees, which is constituted at the district level by the DM under the supervision of DM. Basically, the complaints which are put forward before the local committees are of the women who are working in the unorganized sector or the women who are working in an association or organization or a company which has less than 10 employees. And one more case where the complaint can be put forward before the local committee is where the complainant is a woman and she has been working in an organization where the complaint is against the employer himself. Now, when we talk about the complaint mechanism, how the complaint is filed before the internal committee or the local committee, then it should be in written form and it should be filed within a period of 3 months, within a period of 6 months from the date of complaint. Or from the date of, I'm sorry, not from the date of complaint, from the date of incident. And even after that, if the IC or LC is of the view that some other like considering certain aspects, if some leverage should be given to the women to file a complaint, then also 6 months time is also given where the complaint can be filed before the internal committee or the local committee. Now, when we talk about the inquiry report, that it should be duly prepared by the internal committees or the local committees, and it should be duly submitted before the district officer. It does not matter whether it has been prepared by the internal committee. Internal committees will also submit their inquiry committee before the district officer. And also there is a provision of filing of false complaints if it has come to the knowledge of the IC or the LC that a false complaint has been filed, then due action is also taken against the complainant. Now, when we move to the next slide, then we have, yes, why this POSH Act came into existence. So in Aureliano Fernandez versus State of Goa, Supreme Court urged the state governments that there should be a online complaint management system so that there should be proper monitoring of the POSH complaints which are put before the internal committees and the local committees. So considering that after 2024, SheBox came into existence in 2017 only, but after 2024, certain changes were made in the SheBox portal. So just to have a proper monitoring and proper effective and implementation of the POSH Act. So basically, it has a dual mandate, which ensures redressal of the workplace sexual harassment complaints. And also, it is a single window where any woman who is working in any organization, be it a central department, be it a government department, be it an entity which is having 5 members, be it some NGO, whether she's working in organized sector, whether she's working in unorganized sector, any woman who is subjected to sexual harassment, she can come and file a complaint on SheBox portal. Can we move to the next slide, please? So the Supreme Court gave certain directives in this case, which happened in which the rulings came in 2024. It is stated that there should be the district magistrates or the collectors should appoint district officers also, जिनको हम nodal officer के नाम से जानेंगे. After that, they said that there should be local committees which should be constituted in every district where less than 10 employees are working in any organization, which we discussed earlier, or where the complaint is against the employer. Then we talked about internal committees in any organization. It should be constituted which has more than 10 employees. And after that, there should be a nodal officer in each district who will bridge the gap between the complainant and the SheBox portal. Can we move to the next slide, please? So basically, SheBox refers to sexual harassment electronic box. So it was launched back then in November 2017, and it was again relaunched by Ministry of Women and Child Development on 29th August 2024. Basically, it is a bridge, as we have been talking about it again and again. Like, a complainant should have a single platform where she can go and file a complaint. If she is not aware that she can file a complaint before the IC or a LC, she should be aware that there is a government platform where she can go and file a complaint free of cost, and the complaint should be redressed there, and it would be redressed there. So basically, it is a single window access for women who are working in any department. Can we move to the next slide, please? So what are the features of the SheBox portal? First of all, it is prompt redressal and support. What the complainants can go and do, they can go and file their complaints there. From there, the complaint is sent back to the internal committee, or where the internal committee is not registered on SheBox portal, then the complaint is sent to the employer. Then the employer will give that complaint to the internal committee. Internal committee will work on that complaint, and it will submit its report on SheBox portal itself. Okay. And the next feature of the portal is that there is complete awareness of this portal has been created since it has been launched, and it creates accountability also. Basically, it creates a publicly available centralized repository, like you can find on SheBox portal how many ICs are there, how many LCs are there, who are the members of the ICs, who are the members of the LCs, who are the nodal officers, who are the district nodal officers. Though all the ICs and LCs have not registered themselves on SheBox portal, but yes, the details of the district nodal officers is there on SheBox portal. So if any complainant wants to know, like, who is the concerned person to whom she can go and file complaint of POSH, then she can get the details from SheBox portal also. After that, there is a provision of real time tracking also. The complainant can get all the details, like if she has filed a complaint on SheBox, then what is the status of her complaint, where it is pending, has it been resolved, what all reports have been submitted by the IC or LC in these matters. So it ensures that there is real-time tracking also. And when we talk about the confidentiality and safety also, I would like to mention it to everyone who is attending this webinar. It is very important to understand that any person who is filing a complaint on SheBox, your confidentiality is kept ekdam se intact. It is the data does not goes anywhere. If you think that in RTI, if someone will ask who has filed a complaint of POSH on SheBox portal, no, that data is never ever given in the RTIs. So basically, how many complaints have been registered, how many complaints have been disposed, all these things, all these data is provided if someone asks about it. But yes, the name of the complainant, the nature of the offense which has happened with the lady, and who is the respondent, what inquiry report has been submitted, all these things are very much kept confidential on the SheBox portal. Okay, can we move to the next slide, please? Now, when we talk about who all can file a complaint on this, so any woman who is working in any capacity in any organization, any department, be it government, be it private, whether she's working on contract basis, whether she's working on ad hoc basis, whether she is interning somewhere in any organization, whether she's working as a probationer, as an apprentice, she can file a complaint on SheBox portal. Now, I would like to mention one more thing, that if any woman is coming to any organization, as a worker, I would say, or if she's coming as a visitor, like if some NGO has visited some organization, and like if I have a lady who is working in the capacity of a cleaner of the washrooms, so if she has been subjected to sexual harassment, then she can also file a complaint on SheBox portal. Can we move to the next slide, please? So when we talk about what POSH is, what kind of acts or actions are considered as sexual harassment in the POSH Act. So basically, it is physical, verbal, emotional, non-verbal, as well as digital. Any kind of harassment which is happening through any of these modes, चाहे आप हम किसी को touch कर रहे हैं, if we are touching anyone, physically touching anyone and against the wish of that person, if we are saying certain words which are unwelcome to the other party, basically it should have some sexual nature, and the very important factor is that the other person is not welcoming that. So if two persons are in a consensual relationship and if any such thing is happening, so in that case, even if the girl is uncomfortable with anything, then she can file a complaint of POSH. But yes, it is very important here to understand this thing, that anything which is unwelcome by the opposite party, by the women, is considered as a sexual harassment act. If you are sharing anything via social media, or if some girl is sitting by your side and if you're showing something on your phone to that lady, or if you are doing such kind of actions or such expressions you are doing, like you are winking your eye, or if you're saying, oh yes, let's go to that side, or if you are consistently asking the other person to go on a date with you, even if that lady is declining that again and again, all these things are considered as a part of sexual harassment. The ambit is very, very, very big of sexual harassment. So it is very important as a part of internal committee and local committee to understand, like 2-3 things are very important. First of all, the other person should not welcome that thing. It should be of sexual nature. And what matters is the intent, not the actions. If the intent, if the person cannot say that my intention was not to do this, but if the person has done that action, so it will be considered as an act of sexual harassment. So this is, we will share this presentation also with you. Now, when we talk about how to file a complaint on SheBox. First of all, we talked about it. The thing is that any lady who is subjected to sexual harassment working in any capacity in any organization can go to the portal and file her complaint. Now, what will happen? If she has filed a complaint on SheBox portal, the complaint will go to internal committee if that lady is working in any organization which has more than 10 employees. The complaint will go to internal committee, or the complaint will go to the local committee. When it will go to the local committee, if the woman is working in any organization which has less than 10 employees, or where the woman is working in unorganized sector, like if she is working in some beauty parlor, or if she is working in some e-tuka bhatta, or if she is working as an Anganwadi worker. So these are unorganized sectors. So if she is working in some unorganized sector, then also the complaint will go to the local committee. Or third scenario, when the complaint will go to the local committee, when the complaint is against the employer itself. Okay. So these complaints will directly go to auto forward, will to the IC or LC. Now we just talked 2 slides back that still many ICs are not registered on SheBox portal. Now in that scenario, what will happen? So the complaint will go to the employer. I would say if the complaint has been received from a woman who is working in XYZ company, but that complaint but that organization is not registered on SheBox portal. In that scenario, what will happen? The ministry, that is the SheBox portal, will send that complaint to the employer of the XYZ company. The employer will give that complaint to the IC to work on that. Okay. What else the ministry or SheBox will do? What they will do is, or they will give that complaint to the district nodal officer. Okay, because in every district there is a district nodal officer who deals with the complaint of POSH. Okay, now all the ICs or LCs who are attending these programs, like I believe the ICs majorly, first of all, you should get yourselves registered on the portal. It is mandatory by law. You should get that done as soon as possible. It will help you in POSH audits also. Recently, NCW has also released an advisory to every chief secretary to make sure that every organization is registered now. Okay, when the complaint, now then what will be the next step? Can we go to the last slide, please? Last
slide.
Last. No. Sorry, back.
Yes.
Can we go back?
Sorry.
Yes. Next slide, please. Next. Yes. So when the complaint will go to the IC or it will go to the LC, if they are not registered on SheBox portal, what will happen? It will go to the employer or the district nodal officer. What they will do is They will do timely inquiry and the investigation of the matter, and then they will submit the report on SheBox portal. And from SheBox portal, the complainant can check on that all actions have been taken under this. And it is very important to understand this thing, that all the inquiry procedure should be completed within a period of 90 days. So now we can move to the next slide. So this is the SheBox portal. You can the complainants can click on register your complaint. They can select their respective sector, in which sector they are working. Then they need to fill the form, which includes their basic credentials like their name, email ID, department, and phone number, all those things. They need to upload the optional supporting documents also. If they have any evidences, they can submit that. And uske baad, they can confirm their email. And on email, they will get a ID and the password from which they can just keep a track of their complaints. Can we move to the next slide, please? Now, automated routing, I have already told about it. It will go to the respective IC or LC. But if they are not registered on that, it will go to the employer. And in case of LC, it will go to the district nodal officer. And in case of ICs also, it goes to the district nodal officers. And the details of the district nodal officers is there on SheBox code. Next, please. Inquiry and accountability, as I told you, that the complaint within a period of 7 days, the notice should be served on the respondent, that is the other party against whom a complaint has been received. After that, the total inquiry should be completed within a period of 90 days. Okay. Now, can we move to the next slide, please? Ministry monitoring and system alerts. What ministry keeps doing is that it keeps sending you the alerts that your 90 days duration is going to be completed. Please submit the report or what all action has been taken in this. And it is a very transparent portal wherein the complainant as well as the district nodal officers or the ICs or LCs can check on the things again and again. Next slide, please. Now we have a nodal officer, as we talked about it, and when we talk about the ICs or the LCs, then there we have a chairperson whom we call the presiding officer also, who is a female, a senior most female member of the organization. Can we move to the next slide, please? Yeah, ICs and LCs, we know what is their duties. We have done it earlier also. It is very important to understand that the ICs and the LCs, internal committees and the local committees, have the duties of and have the powers of a civil court. What does a civil court means? That you can call off evidences, you can call on evidences, you can call on, you can summon the people, you can call for the witnesses also, you can take their statements also. Next slide, please. So how this happens, as we have already discussed, is the complainant files a complaint on the SheBox portal, which is safe, and she has a direct access to that, and the real-time tracking she can do. And the matter goes to the employer, and then the employer, that is the IC or the LC, does the inquiry of the matter. So this is how SheBox bridges the gap between the complainant and the employer. Next, please. So yes, now one thing which is which comes before the ICs and the complainants also, like, is SheBox a substitute to IC? Like, if we are filing a complaint to the SheBox portal, so would IC not be a part of anything? No, it is not like that. It is just a platform where the complaint can be filed. It is just a platform where the complainant can get a record of what all is happening in her case. But the ultimate inquiry, ultimately, it has to be done by the IC or the LC. Okay. Next, please. It is not basically, it is not a court or a tribunal or an appellate authority. It is just a platform. It is a government platform which has been given to you to ensure some transparency and accountability of the IC and the LC. That's it. Next, please. I think it is over. We have got
yes, it is over.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for this. Now we can move to the question answer round.
Yes, thank you so much, Tunika. This was very, very helpful for us, all of us, to see. I mean, I think certain questions were answered in your presentation itself. So it was very, very informative. Thank you so much for bringing this and putting in the work for creating such an informative presentation for us. We have certain questions. I just wanted to pick them as per the list. But before we get into it, one frequently asked question that I have been receiving is that in multiple organizations, there are sometimes, say, one organization has 5 branches. Now, all the 5 branches have one presiding officer, one external member, and local members from each office elected within the IC panel that they have created. So whenever, say, a Delhi location has been activated for a complaint, then the presiding officer and the external member might join virtually or physically. But there will be 3 local members who are sitting in that office and they are also attending the hearing so that the person who is providing their statement is not feeling like we are not having any local representation. So this is a standard practice that a lot of companies are following currently. So they are struggling to add IC member details for each branch as they are putting it in the SHE box portal, because within the portal it says that the email ID already exists. So this is one challenge that they are facing. So would you advise on this, that can ICs be formed like this? Now, there might be lack of talent, whatever reason it may be that they've kept the presiding officer same that to monitor the complaints. So just wanted to know your views on that first.
So this has 2 or 3 different aspects. First thing is, like, if an organization has, I would say, 5 or 6 different entities, and if every entity has more than 10 employees, I would say, if every entity has more than 10 employees, then every entity should have a separate IC. There cannot be one presiding officer for 2 entities if the entities are having more than 10 employees. One thing is this. Now, when we talk about this thing, that whether how to go with the filing of or getting those entities registered on that. In that case, if I would say there is one organization whose name is A, and it has subsidiary entities B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Now, what A organization will do, it will have one nodal officer. They should have one nodal officer. Nodal officer should get itself registered on SheBox portal. When he should get himself registered and the organization registered on SheBox portal. After that, there is a provision of adding on entities to that. But yes, if any organization, if any entity is having more than 10 employees, it should have separate chairpersons. So this is the thing. So basically, the major organization, like the major entity, should get itself registered. Like the nodal officer should get itself registered. Then they can add on separate and different entities under that. Meenakshi, you are not audible.
Yes. So we also received some questions in advance. So I would like to bring those questions out. One thing that was asked was, are photos of awareness sessions required to be uploaded on the portal?
Okay. So yes. So basically, the act or the portal itself does not say that it should be uploaded on the SheBox portal. But like if you are uploading your reports on that, so what you can do is you can just make a Word file of the, you will make the report in a Word file only. You can attach the photographs of the awareness sessions in that. And again, and then you can convert it into PDF and then you can upload that on the SheBox portal. Though it is not mandatory, but it will surely help you out in your POSH audits when it will be done, that you have done this much also.
Yes. Thank you so much. Now, there is also a question that is about central government units. They have asked if there is a process change of some sort for central government units for registration on SheBox.
So, as we talk, like it was launched back then in 2017, SheBox portal. After that, certain changes were made in that. It was relaunched, or I would say revamped completely in the year 2024, as we were talking about that. So, there itself, certain changes have been made, which we are seeing in the SheBox portal, which is in presence right now. So basically, I would say they are required to get their internal committees details registered there. Like who all are the members of the internal committees, like the central organizations as well as the private organizations, I would say, that they should get their details of the ICs registered on the portal. And if they have some designated officers, like if they have a nodal officer, I would say, then the details of the nodal officer of the government organization should also be there. And if they are giving any ministries, if like I would say central ministry of women and child development is a central ministry, or I would say if some ministry, I would say ki law ministry has come up with some advisory on POSH, they should upload that also. And if they are doing anything regarding POSH, like if they are doing some awareness programs, if they are doing any audits, anything if they are doing, they should keep uploading all those things on the book. That is the only thing.
Yes. Thank you so much. The questions are pouring in as we see here in the chat box. So
Yes.
I will just take it one by one.
Yeah.
So there was a question as per the new SHE box requirement, every POSH policy needs to share the SHE-box URL when an employee has the option then to also raise the complaint at the SHE-box. Like you should mention it in your POSH policy. You should give that information in your trainings. This is something that is mandatory.
Yes.
Now, what does the organization need to do if the complaint is filed on SHE-box and not raised to the IC? Who has to update the portal on the status of the investigation? Now, this is a question that is on practical applicability.
Okay,
Yes.
now when we talk about if I would say if I am a complainant and I have filed a complaint on SHE-box portal, but my IC is not aware about it. So the first thing is IC is not responsible for any of the time delay which has been happening there if IC has not been informed about it. If IC has not got any, like first of all, IC is not responsible unless she is not it is not it is registered. जब तक registered है तब तक there is not the issue. But if it is not registered on SHE-box, then it is a issue. First of all, they should get themselves registered. If you are registered on SHE-box, the complaint will be routed to you, and according to the portal and the mandatory things which have been mentioned on the portal itself, that the complaint will come to you. But if it has not come to you, what the ICs can do, they can have a conversation with their district nodal officers like in a time frame of 2 months or 3 months, as it has been mentioned in POSH Act also, that 3 months review should be done. So what they can do is in a period of 2 months or 3 months, IC should be aware that who is the district nodal officer, and then they should talk to the district nodal officer also. Like if any complaint has been registered, this is our organization's name, and if any complaint has been registered, the district nodal officers are kept in loop or they are informed of any POSH complaint if anything is registered.
Yes. Okay. I think that's helpful. Now, what if the company, I think Moshami is asking, what if the company has not registered? Some company has not registered on SHE box portal, but say I want to file a complaint. Now, how do I find that? How can I identify such company and file a complaint?
I'm unable to understand the question. Like if I would say I want to file a complaint, but
Yes.
my company is not registered on that. Is it the question?
Yeah, the question is what if the company has not registered? So how can we identify the company in the first place? So it could be possible that I am visiting a company and I want to file a complaint as a person who has visited that office.
So it is not on the complainant to identify whether the company is registered on SHE-box or not. Complainant has to file her complaint on the portal, irrespective of whether the IC is registered on SHE-box or not. That is not complainant's thing to consider. It is on MWCD and it is on SHE-box portal and the administrators only, that how they will route that complaint to the respective IC. That's it. If she has visited some organization, if she has visited some department, so she knows that where she has been subjected to sexual harassment. So she will mention the name, she will mention all the scenario which has happened with her. That's the only thing which is required. Okay.
Right. Now, there are a lot of questions on nodal officer. Firstly, there are questions about eligibility of a nodal officer who can be There are questions about if there are multiple branches, then do we need to appoint multiple nodal officers for each branch? And also, does nodal officer have a specific scope apart from operating the SHE box? I clubbed it all together. So, Tunika, you take it as you.
So first of all, we will start with the eligibility criteria of a nodal officer. When we talk about the eligibility criteria, so I would suggest, considering many POSH complaints which we have been receiving, that nodal officer can be a person who is having some knowledge of the law, at least of the POSH law, because they then only they will be able to understand that what are the important timelines of the act. So any person who is a legal officer or a compliance officer or a person who is a senior manager employed with the employer or a HR lead or HR managers, basically because HR is something where these kind of harassment cases go. So a person who is a HR manager or HR head or a person who is a legal officer, I would say, or a compliance officer. So there are different terms of legal officers in every department. So basically, any person who is having knowledge of the POSH Act or any person who is having some law background, they can be the nodal officer for the company.
Okay, so the company's say legal team person can be a
Or
nodal
HR.
officer.
Anyone, any head of
Legal or HR teams.
HR,
Yes.
compliance team can also be a part.
Okay, got it.
And other question related to nodal officers was that if a company is having different entities, so is there any need of having different nodal officers for different entities? No, it is not like that. It completely depends upon, like, you just need to see if a company is having 10,000 employees. So for that, there can be one nodal officer. But if a company is having 1 lakh employees, like we talk about the geography of the company. So if it is having more than 1 lakh employees, then we can have 2 or 3 employees, or we can have nodal officers. Sorry, we can have 2 or 3 nodal officers depending upon the region. Like we can have one nodal officer for the southern region, we can have one nodal officer for the northern region, one for eastern and one for western. So it completely depends upon the company. Like if the size of the company is very big, so in that case, it can have region-wise nodal officers. But if it is having a very small size, then one nodal officer is enough for the company. Yes.
Now, the third question was, does nodal officer have any specific scope apart from operating the SHE box?
Yes. Nodal officer can, like we talked about, any person who is bestowed with the duty or the role of a HR or a compliance officer. If any person is looking after the legal matters of the company, that person can be given the additional role of being a nodal officer for this. There should not be a specific post for a nodal officer who will only deal with the POSH complaints. It should not be like that. It is not mandatory. Yes.
Okay. Now, I think we'll take a few more questions. We are reaching towards the end of the Ask Me Anything session today. So, one question is, should the complaint be necessarily sent to SHE Works apart from the IC as a precaution?
No, it is not like. No, it is not like.
It's not a mandate.
If you feel like that I would like to raise my complaint on a government portal, it is going to serve my purpose, you can do that. Simultaneously, the complaints can be filed on SheBugs portal and on before the IC also. But it is not mandatory. But again, it depends upon the discretion of the women. If she's of the view that if I file the complaint on SheBox portal, so it will give me upper hand or my complaint will be resolved within 90 days. If she feels like that, she can do that. But it is not the scenario that she cannot file the complaint simultaneously on both the things. No, it is not like.
Yes. There is also a question on the notifications that are actually, I think, like you said, because from the center there is a lot of notifications going to the states and advisories going to the states to take up action and ensure POSH implementation. We have noticed that Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, everyone has come up with their own ways on how to make sure that the implementation is in place. There are also local portals that exist in some of the states like Tamil Nadu, and as far as I know, so they have created their own portal as well, which is similar to SHE Box. So now should people be registering in both the portals? Should they go for their state portal? And how do we navigate these situations?
So when we talk about registration on both the portals, so if you are from a respective state, if we talk about, as you mentioned, Tamil Nadu, so it would be very good for when we talk about the POSH audit, when the scenario of POSH audit comes up. So it is very important that you registered on your local portal. And I
Yes.
would like to mention here in that in few months, this is what I'm feeling, because the lens through which POSH is seen now, that is expanding. It has been reiterated by the courts and by Supreme Court also, as we discussed in Aureliano case itself, that they should get themselves registered on Ministry of Women and Child Development's portal of SheBox. So what they should do, there is no harm in getting yourself registered on your local state portal also and SheBox portal also. SheBox portal, it has been reiterated many times that you should get yourselves registered on SheBox portal. So please do that. It will surely give you brownie points when the POSH audit will happen or the company's audit will happen. Because now when the company's audit is happening, they are asking it again and again that is your company registered on SheBox or not. So I would say that you should get yourself registered on SheBox. It has not been made mandatory by the Act, but if Supreme Court has given some direction, then we should understand the intensity of the matter.
Absolutely. I think I totally hear you, because a lot of people even ask us that why should we even register on SHE box? These are questions that we get. I think they're being a little candid when they're talking to us. And I don't think we'll get such questions here. And I'm
Yes.
like, it is, if it's a Supreme Court notification, then it is a mandate. Like, you need to understand that these guidelines given by Supreme Court are also equally important. Like, Vishaka guidelines were already there before the act. So even those were important to be implemented. So we
Yes.
cannot let go of guidelines issued by Supreme Court. I think that I totally hear you, Tunika, on that. And thank you for reiterating that. It was much needed.
Yes,
Now,
because people come up with the thing that the Act is silent about it. It is not saying that IC should be registered on SheBox. So if we just talk about the Act, so that is not going to suffice the purpose. We should also talk about the intentions of the Act, because in some way, in small intensity or thoda grave, it is happening in almost every organization. So yes, I think we should prevent it from happening.
absolutely. Like, in fact, the Act probably doesn't list down a lot of procedure, but the WCD handbook really helps us understand a lot more on POSH. So, to understand how to implement, what is the law, what is the interpretation, it's good to read it with the WCD handbook. But
Yes.
often people think that POSH is a small bare act and we have done the compliance bare minimum and it's done. So that's not how it should be. I
Yes.
totally hear you on that. Now, there's another question which is about this audits that you just mentioned. That can you throw light? Caroline is asking, can you throw light on the recent notification by Maharashtra State Commission of Women, making it mandatory for an external audit? Also in Karnataka, who should we approach for such audit? So, do people need to approach their local places for audits? Audit should happen on its own, right?
See, audit should happen on its own, but what if we talk about the internal kind of audit, that thing should be done time to time. Even POSH Act says that 3 months, within 3 months, POSH review should be done. The IC, the members of the ICs, they should sit together. They should talk about what all is happening. Have we received any complaint? What is the has it been disposed? What all awareness activities we have been doing? This is what we would say it is internal audit. Now if you think that you should not come within the ambit of that external POSH audit, for that what you should do is you should submit, though it is written in the Act that you should submit the reports within, well, every year you should submit your annual report to the DMs. ICs should also submit that. ICs are not aware about it because it is just a line written over there, but it is a very important thing which ICs are not aware of. So what you should do is, in 3 months or 4 months or in 6 months, you should just prepare a report of what all is happening in your organization when we talk about harassment. If anything has happened, what all action has been taken in that, and what all awareness activities you have conducted. And if you submit that report of 3 months or 6 months to DM, So it will be it will be considered that some kind of audit you yourself have done. And if some external audit is happening, someone external person is coming to your organization, then you can show them that this is the report which we prepared 3 months back and we have submitted this, and we have been doing these kind of activities to create awareness on POSH. But yes, the organizations should, I would say, conduct 30 minutes of awareness activity in a month on POSH. I'm not saying that they should talk about the powers of the IC or LC. They should create awareness on what POSH is, what all is there in Sexual Harassment Act, what is the penalty. It is not just the IC. BNS has come up with a provision of filing a FIR in case of sexual harassment cases. A person can be put behind the bars if that person has conducted the act of sexual harassment and it is proved. So it is very important to create this awareness. If you will be doing this, if you will be keeping preparing a report of it along with the photographs, if you will annex the pictures of POSH pamphlets, like this is an act of sexual harassment, this is a punishment, this is allowed to be done in the organization, this is not allowed. If you are doing all these things, if you are preparing a report of that, so whenever the external agency will come and do the audit of your organization, you will be getting brownie points, I would say.
Brownie points. I think that's a great motivation. Thank you. There is a question here that Abhijit has asked, saying that there would be many branch offices which may not have enough women employees to be part of the IC as presiding officer. So in that case, organization would have to take women employees from any other branch. So how would, and SHE box is not allowing repetition of names, email IDs. So how to go about it? Even district officer provides you with female members for your IC, but like, yeah, Tonika.
Yes. So when we talk about the internal constitution of ICs, it says that the presiding officer should be a senior most female member of the organization. Along with that, 50% of the members of the ICs, at least, should be women. Like, so if we talk like there should be 3 women, and baki 2 log can be males also. So yes, you can pitch in the women from the separate different entity, or you can request the district nodal officer if you have this issue, or the DM to come up with some solution to this. But yes, you can request the other entity of your organization only to provide the assistance of some female whenever the IC is being constituted.
Yes, so you are saying that not the presiding officer of the other entity, but some other female employee who can be the presiding officer for this entity.
Because when we talk about the presiding officers, so they should be different. And external members can be same, but when we talk about the entity, so it should differ from entity to entity.
Yes. So now Aparna is asking government departments, this is a little candid, huh? I'm just putting it out there as a disclaimer.
Yes.
So she's saying that she knows a lot of government departments which are defaulters in terms of about IC formation and compliance. Now, does it fall on the external member to point it out?
It does not fall on the external member to point it out, but yes, external members should report it to the DM or the head of the organization, or if they think that they will come under surveillance someday, so they should give it in writing to the head of the department. So if anything happens in future, they should say that, but I too gave it in writing and I have done my part, but nothing is being done by the department. So in that case, she can be saved. But yes, if you really want to do justice to your position, what you should do is you should write to the DM, and they would seriously pitch it for the formation of IC or for POSH compliance. But yes, anything, if you give anything in writing, you know, its evidentiary value is very high. That should be done.
Okay. Yes, I also have seen some questions around OTP issues and all that people are facing that they are not receiving. So, is this happening a lot, and will this be rectified in future? How do we look at it?
See, this I would like to admit that a lot has to be done when we talk about the SheBox portal, OTP issue is happening, and this is completely, I would say, technical issue which is happening, which we have been facing also. But you should keep checking your spam emails. So because sometimes we get a mail, but it goes in spam also. So we should keep checking that. And yes, that is something which we need to work on. And it is under consideration of the ministry. They are working on this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we'll take one last question.
No problem.
That what will organization do if they are registered on SHE box, but they are not receiving email accepting this? But until that is done, IC can't be registered. Also, re-registration is not possible as system is not allowing that.
Yes, yes.
So,
so if IC is facing any difficulty on SheBox portal, I would like to flag this thing here that please contact your district nodal officer. They will surely pitch in with the administrators of the SheBox portal, and they will surely help you out with something. It will take some time, like it can take 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, but this will be resolved. Or you can call on the administrator of SheBox portal, which is there is a helpline number also for that. So if you do that, that can also be rectified. But yes, we face certain technical issues when we work on SheBox, but district nodal officer will surely help you out. And you can file the details of the district nodal officer on SheBox portal itself.
Yes, I think that was also one of the questions, that where can I find the
a lot of
district
questions
officer
are there
details.
regarding this
So
also.
yes, I think this is very, very helpful in a lot of ways, because these are a lot of questions that we all had about how to navigate SHE box. So if you have any further questions, please write to us at Kelp. We are reaching the end of today's session. We only have last 2 minutes left. So I would like to also point it out that please go through the SHE box portals, FAQs, and they have mentioned a lot of these queries in their own website, and they have mentioned all of these basic questions that people are asking to be answered as anticipation for everyone. So please make sure that you are going through these portals and everything. And I've seen a bunch of questions which were not from SheBox perspective. They were from POSH perspective. So please just forward those to Kelp and we will be answering those. I have tried to answer some of those right here and we could not probably get those in place. So thank you so much everyone for joining, and a big thanks to Nika ma'am. Please, I think this you really made commitments to this webinar, and you had to move other things to be here. So I really appreciate your presence here, and thank you so much for agreeing to come on this for the second time, irrespective of your busy schedule. Yes, really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Meenakshi. Thank you so much, Kelp, for having me here to discuss about it. I have just put up the link of the book Power of POSH in this. It is a very descriptive book. It completes and touches almost everything about the POSH Act. And I request you all to kindly go through it. And whenever you come across any case of sexual harassment, please go through it. And as a member of IC, and as a member of LC, like whosoever is present here, I would like to say, just be very much, you should have very much transparency while conducting any of the proceedings or the inquiry of the POSH complaints, because there is a very big responsibility which has been endowed upon you all. So please do justice, whosoever is coming to you, be the complainant or the respondent. And yes, please. If
Thank you so much.
Questions, we are free to take those questions and we will surely reply on this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tunika, for being so candid with us. I think it really means a lot. I have also put the link to the ILA webinar that we did in March, the part 1 of this same session. So some questions that you may have put in the chat have been answered in part 1. So please go through both of them for any queries. I think this is a thorough understanding of SHE box that we've received. So with that, we'll take your leave, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tunika. We will now end this meeting today. Thank you. Have a nice day and meet us next month for future ILA and Kelp webinars. Yes.
Gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.